Friday night feels. We're excited. Alive. Welcome. I haven't done one of these for absolutely ages, but I've had an influx of followers that I want to sort of say hi to, first of all, and also to thank everyone who has been following on since day one, week one, for your continued support. It's always nice. So we're coming on to talk frequently asked questions and also to cover why you should be jumping in with us here at Thrive and not waiting till the new year. Or you can wait till the new year, but hopefully this is going to tip the scales a little bit. So what I've done, I've written down a load of questions that people have asked over the last 4 months. And what I've done is written them down because you know me, guys, I will go off on a tangent. I'm sorry in advance if I do that, but hopefully if you've asked this question, I've made a note of them, all in my notes on my phone. I've saved them for today to go through it and cover it. So we're going to break them down. So I am going to be referring back to these notes just to make sure I don't miss anything. And fingers crossed, we'll have everyone's answers for them. So first one's first then. What if I don't have time to commit fully? Right, let's face it, kids, you ain't never gonna have time to commit fully. That's just not gonna happen. However, Thrive is designed to fit in with busy life. We cater for chaos, basically, is what happens here. We've got mums, we've got working professional women, we've got shift workers, we've got retired ladies with us as well. We've got all sorts. So if you've got a busy life and way too much social interaction going on, or kids clubs, or shifts and doing overtime, don't panic, we've got you covered, okay? We'll help you find what works for you and your schedule. We're going to meet you where you are, i.e. whatever life looks like right now, that's where we're going to start. And we're going to show you how to do this stuff, basically. All right, so that's number one. Secondly, then, I'm going to read these out. I'm not confident in the gym or with workouts. Can I still join? 100%. Hell yeah. Anyone can join. Anyone can join. So please don't feel like you're not good enough, you're not fit enough, you want to lose a little bit of weight first. If you could do all those things, you'd be doing it on your own already. Okay, so our plans are tailored to all levels. So whether that is a complete novice, never ever stepped foot in a gym, or someone who has been an athlete, had a baby maybe, and then wanted to come back, we cater for everyone. Exercise should be inclusive to everyone. So we will also give you the opportunity to either train at home or the gym. So you don't need a fancy pants gym membership, but if you do have one, it's going to make things a little bit less tedious for you and just a little bit more interesting, but you don't need one. We have a lot of our mums that start at home just to get a baseline of fitness, get some of the weight gone maybe, but the most important one is safety and then building your confidence as well. So we can build you up to gym eventually and see how we go. So yeah, hopefully that's answered that question for you. What if I like this question, what if I don't see results straight away? Right then, so if you don't see results straight away, now many of our girls within the first 4 weeks do see body compositional change, to be fair. I haven't really had anyone that hasn't seen change quite early on. However, what I would say is from a Thrive standpoint, we will focus on the long-term goals. So we're not a quick fix plan. That's not what we do here. So if that is what you're looking for, we're probably not for you. We emphasize long-term sustainable habits and a lifestyle change really to support that, which means you not only get the results you came for initially, but you're educated as you go along. But there's no gimmicks, there's no unhealthy restrictions, all your toxic sort of behaviours around food and things like that. We're going to drill those out of you, but we are looking for a longer term commitment. And I think the reason we say that is if you imagine where you're at right now, if you are in a bit of a pickle with your exercise, your nutrition, and you've got lots of moving parts and why you're finding yourself coming to us in the first place, we need to address those, and you've built those habits and that mindset potentially over years, and they're not going to take a couple of weeks just to disappear. We're going to have to constantly work at that and chip away at it. We've got mindset tactics that we do here and use. We've got educational pieces that we use. But I think the biggest one is the accountability and the support, really, in terms of, supporting you through that. So if you are looking for a quick fix, that's not us, all right? But most people will see results pretty early on, to be honest. But hopefully that answers that one. Right, again, really, really good question, this one. Do I need expensive supplements? Answer is no. So, with Thrive Online, we are always going to prioritise whole foods, nutritionally dense food and real food where we can. However, due to the people that we are now working with, as I'm getting a bit older, my clientele's getting a bit older, we've got, women that are in their 20s, we've got women that are going through menopause, wherever you're at, protein is going to be a massive one for us as a female in general. Now, what we are finding is, depending on where you're at in terms of your goals you've got coming into this, you may need supplementation. So, if that is the case, we will tell you what you're going to need. So the main one you're definitely going to need if you attend Thrive and you start your journey with us is creatine. If you are a female or a male, to be honest, if you're a human, you should be consuming creatine. If you don't know what that is, we need a chat. But you will be taking that. So that's definitely something you're going to be ordering. And I probably would get you to get some protein in various forms, but again, we will give you specifics based on the person, the individual. In-house nutritionist will help with that as well. If we need supplementation in terms of cod livers, omegas, D3, B12, any of the deficiencies we've got going on, because that's something we look at as well, we will introduce that. But again, it's all based on personal preference. Would you need it from day one, week one? Absolutely not. Initially, for the first 4 weeks anyway, we'll try and get you just using the food in terms of hitting macros with us and hitting all your numbers. But if we're deficient in anything, then we will have that chat. So that's that one. So answer to the question is no, we don't need expensive supplements. They are going to come in at a later date if the budget allows, and again, we'll go through it. Next question then. So what have we got? Okay, is this program suitable if I have health conditions? Absolutely. We've got all sorts going on here. We've got bad backs, we've got PCOS, we've got IBS, we've got Crohn's, we've got loads of different things here. And I think as long as it's disclosed when you start the onboarding process with us, and we know where we're at coming into this, then we can adapt accordingly. If there's, for example, we've got Nia, bless her, who severely hurt her ankle recently. We had to adapt every single workout to accommodate for that. So we had to go back to body weight only for quite a while. With now, recently, we've had to just do upper body only for a subsequent amount of time. And we've had to look at prehab, rehab, tying in with physios and all that sort of stuff. So if you are worried that you can't do this, don't stress. You can do it. It is suitable for everyone. If age is a factor as well, I know I get this question quite a lot, and this isn't a question that's come up, but it should be. My nan is doing the plan. I'm not going to tell you how old she is because she'll go mental when she watches this back. But it is suitable for everyone. It's never too late, you're never too old, and you're also never too young either. So if you are a female that wants to better themselves in terms of your health and your fitness, this plan is for you. End of discussion. So that's that one. Next one. What have we got? I'm worried about being judged or not keeping up. I think this one's really valid. And I think this was definitely something that I went through back in the day when I was at my biggest after having my children. But what I would say is this, from my perspective, zero judgment. I've got no right to do that. I'm never going to do that. And my main priority is to make you feel comfortable, to feel welcome, to get you results. And that's not going to happen by me being a negative Nelly and picking on you. It's just not going to happen. The Thrive itself, the community of women that we've got here, they are just awesome individuals. We've got a vast array of ages, shapes, sizes, backgrounds. They're all here for different reasons. There is zero judgment, no cliques. We don't tolerate that behaviour. We're all adults. So it's a really, really supportive space. And I think the guidance and the encouragement you get from me is massive. But what you'll also find is the girls over time, as you sort of find your feet a little bit, almost become like a second family. And I think when you're doing mum life, especially mum life, or just, you know, if you are a woman on your own, life can just be bloody hard. Like weight loss and fitness, it's a lonely old slog if you're doing it by yourself. And I think we've all kind of experienced that at some point. And you do build friendships while you're here. And we have every month, we have an in-person meetup. We're actually meeting up tomorrow for our Christmas brunch, which will be amazing. So we although we are online, we will always promote getting together as a group and having face-to-face, because that interaction is massive. And we have calls every other Wednesday, every other Sunday, where we come together as a group, and it's just a really good boost of morale, to be honest. So zero judgment will happen while you're here. If anything, you'll just pick up a second family, friendships along the way, and just the biggest hype girls you ever did see. So if that's something you're concerned about, don't. The girls are amazing. And you'll have me as well. I am the most hyperactive hype girl you've ever experienced. Trust me when I say that. So yeah, you've got nothing to worry about. Right, what's the next one? What happens if I go off track? Right then, friends, life is gonna life. You are gonna come off track at some point during your time here. But it's, you know, learning to handle that with education, time, encouragement, support, guidance, and being able to sort of accommodate for that without pressing the fuck it button and going completely the other way. So I'm just referring back to my notes here, but yeah, I think there should be zero guilt and shame around coming off plan and coming off track, so to speak. We all do it. You are, especially as women, we are hormonal creatures. We have a cycle which we have to work with, and if we don't, and life is just life in and getting really, really stressful, this can be quite overwhelming at times, you know, and I think just life in general, and you are going to have a minute or 3 or 5. You ask any of the girls that have been here, it's not always going to be plain sailing, but the key to it is, and the difference being, is that you've got us in your corner. You haven't got anywhere to hide. You can't fall off the wagon, because the longest you're ever going to go is maybe 24 hours without speaking to me. And the difference being is that when you do a copy and paste plan or a cookie cutter plan, or just, you know, one of these plans that's 20 quid a month, you never actually speak to the person. They don't give a shit. You're just a number at the end of the day. So when you come with us on the one-to-one side of things, we know that you are a real person at the end of the phone. And vice versa. I'm a hormonal female as well, trying to juggle all the chaos that you guys are dealing with. So the empathy is there. The empathy is real. As well as the, you know, the TED Talks, the hype chats that we're going to need, the pep talks, the kick up the ass when you're going to need it, and also the virtual hug when you need it as well. So the difference being, like I said, I think the main one is the fact that we're here, we're actually real, and you never go a day without speaking to someone, whether it be me, whether it be the girls, your friendship groups that you make along the way. So you are going to go off track at some point, but it's our job then to get you back on track, and that will happen very, very quickly. So hopefully that answers that question for you as well. Right then, so is the investment worth it? Right, this is a great question, and I'm obviously, from a bias point of view, I'm going to say absolutely. Thrive isn't just about fat loss or weight loss or another plan that you're just going to fail because you're just giving up because no one cares about you at the other end of the phone. It's a way of life. It's a lifestyle change. And I become a big part of your life, and you mine as well. And I think, like I've sort of kind of touched on this on the last point, really, I think, you know, the confidence that you're going to build is just massive. The knowledge you're going to carry through your day-to-day life and every day for the rest of your life that you learn here, it's just massive. And I don't think you can really put a price on that, to be honest. You know, we have had on occasions diabetes. We've now reversed that. in terms of sorry, that's not the technical term, but because of the things we've done, we've managed to be successful with an IVF treatment. We came into it with a high BMI, we couldn't get pregnant, and we've completely changed that person's life to the point now that we've had a successful IVF baby, which is amazing, which, yeah, is just awesome. We've had, adult acne on a few occasions that are completely gone. We've had people going into the gym that's never ever stepped foot in the gym ever before, and they've completed marathons, CrossFit competitions, joined new gym by themselves. There's so many things. I could literally sit here forever and tell you why we're different, but I think the biggest one, and something that I want to make really clear, is I give so many shits about every single one of my clients, and their goals genuinely become my goals. And I'm probably, from a business standpoint, I get too invested, but to me, that's really important, because when I was trying to do this by myself, initially years and years ago, when I got a coach, the first coach I had was absolutely awful. I never spoke to him. He just didn't listen. I never had anyone at the other end of the phone. I didn't have a support group. I didn't have really much in terms of nutrition guidance. It was kind of like, here's your macros, off you go. No education, and it was just grim. It was really grim, and it was really restrictive in so many ways. And what I've tried to do over the years is all the shit that I dealt with going through my weight loss journey and my fitness journey, I've basically now put it and worked really bloody hard, spent thousands of pounds on educating myself with coaches and mentors, to now come up with this lovely, neat little package with a little bow on the top that is Thrive, so you don't have to make all the mistakes along the way. I've already done that bit for you. I was the guinea pig. So we're very different. I'll leave that one there because I could go on forever. And then the last one is... Oh, well, I've pretty much answered it. How is this different from other programs? That is the answer. That is the answer there. And is the investment worth it? 100%. You only get one body. You're never going to get another go at this. And I think if from a health perspective, you're in a bit of a shit state, that should be enough to kick you up the arse to do this. But what I would say is, if you have got children coming into this, if you're at a place where you don't feel like you're worth it from your standpoint, do it for your children. If not for yourself, that'll come eventually, but do it for your family members, your loved ones. If you've got a doggo, but if you've got children especially, you are the example, guys. You are leading the way, and your changes will impact your partner, your colleagues, your work, your professional life, your children's lives, relationships, anything you touch. This will impact it. So for the sake of, I think it's like $3.50 a day. That's not even a Starbucks, guys. You can literally change your life. Yeah. So hopefully that has answered a load of your questions. Obviously you guys can watch this all back, but I'm really, really hoping that has covered everything. So if you are sat on the fence and you've been lurking in the background about joining us, please, 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 just jump in for a chat. The link is in my bio, or drop me a DM if you're a little bit shy. We can go back and forth in DMs if that's something you want to do. It's really important we have that chat. I like to dive in a little bit deeper with every person that I'm potentially going to work with, just to make sure we are a right fit. You can ask any questions you've got, but also then I think, it gives you a good indication of where I'm coming from, where you're coming from, and it just means then if you do come on board with us, everything is that little bit more specific to you because we've done a deep dive already. But there's no obligation when you do our calls. Just come and have a chat. We'll have a chinwag, bring your cuppa, and... yeah, let's just get it done. End 2024 on a winner, and just don't wait till the carnage comes in January. You'll thank me later, honestly. But thank you everyone for watching along, and for your continued support, really supporting my little chaos, my squares that are my Instagram. I do appreciate you, and this whole thing wouldn't be viable and doable and wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for you guys. What was once a pipe dream is now reality for me, and I want to make it reality for you guys. So, let's go.